Oh, stream. Potential. It's frozen. Oh, never mind. It's just laggy.
Give me one moment. Okay.
It's a PS2 game. Let's go! It's a PS2 render.
Ah.
Look at all those pixels.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It does that if I just. Okay, give me 1 second.
Electric podcast. Oh
There
wait,
we
it's
go.
not. It's not named that anymore. I fucking forgot. It's not named that anymore. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's do this real quick. All right, perfect. I think we are ready.
All right.
What's good? What's good, YouTube? Okay, so this is actually I did miss to tell you. You are the first guest on a new YouTube podcast that I'm doing. Previously, for like the past 2.5 years, I've been doing the Electric podcast, but I decided I'm gonna change it up. I'm kind of tired of the format because I would do it where it would be like every time an event happened or like after like a trip or something with like other YouTubers, I'd go and back and we'd retell stories or some shit. But this is going to be a kind of a bi-weekly, maybe a monthly podcast called Electric and Friends. So episode 1, we're actually here. I come up with an actual name for it this time. Hooray.
Fair. That's fair.
Most of you on this YouTube wouldn't recognize it. This is actually very big Electric's lore. Is that I was in a lot of your I suppose it's not your early videos, but it's like not the videos you do now. I was in a lot of those the early years, the Shade K47 years rather.
Yeah, you were with a couple of the Xenoverse skits that we did, and I am considering bringing back with the drop of the new DLC. Of course, anybody who wants to play is welcome. But I just need to make sure you're gonna take it serious.
Obviously. Well, if you'd like to introduce yourself, to the people.
Yeah, sure. You mind if I just go off what I normally do?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. Yo, what is up, 47? It's your boy Shay K47, the king of Universe 47, and today I am a guest star. So
he is a guest star on the Electrics podcast, coming to you live from the crib, is what I can only assume it can be.
Yes, it is. This is one of my homeworlds I like to visit too on VR chat. The only reason I'm on VR chat is because I do not have a web camera. So
this web camera fucking sucks unless I have good lighting, which is why for the past couple things I've done with my camera, I've had my light on. But usually it's just like it looks grainy. It's VHS is what it is.
Right.
Man, I need to play more VR chat. I really haven't. Like I'll get on every now and then, but that'd just be for like spider layer shit, just because it has the best swinging system in VR.
That's fair. The thing is though about VR chat, it's gotten deadly. It's gotten dead lately.
And how's that? Like just player base just dwindled?
The player base. Well, do you know what happened last year with the mods and everything?
Yeah. So because I used to have that shit too. I used to have like the whole menu and everything, and then I just didn't care to play after that.
Exactly, that's part of it. But do you also remember there were a bunch of movie worlds in VR chat?
Mm-hmm. I believe actually I have no clue if there still are, but I know there was like ones you go like anime worlds or movie worlds, you can watch whatever the fuck. Yeah,
there were tons of them. Mm-hmm. But as of I want to say sometime last year, near the end of last year or beginning of this year, VR chat had permanently banned a popular movie world creator. Mm-hmm. And because of that, the community decided to retaliate back. This is just hearsay. And all of the movie world creators deleted every single movie world that was ever created and changed them into YouTube search worlds.
Damn.
So
so tell me this: why does VR chat hate their community?
That's a great question.
What beef do they have?
That's a great question. From what I understand, VR chat is just not. They hate their player base, and they thought that they could make it up to us by importing a new in-game currency system. I think it is
currency system.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But great question. That's what I'm saying. Yes, it is a free game, but they're doing this as a way to promote their popular creators. And I guess you could say if you want to do such and such. I remember this in the world when they first introduced it. If you want to do this in like this one VR chat world that is ran by VR chat, but it's made by a different different creator altogether. You have to get this in-game currency, which I haven't even seen anybody in my friend group or other friend groups attempt to do this.
Right. So I guess you obviously you play VR chat a lot.
Well, I have, but I've started to dwindle it down as well. Me and my girl just play Fortnite nowadays. That's
shit.
That's
Fortnite never dies. Fortnite never dies. Like you can never expect to see that game go. I thought about it earlier today, and I had a conversation about it. Is the amount of money that I must have sank into that game is insane.
I mean, do you still play it up today?
Nope.
Have you seen anything that's happened today?
I got on 2 weeks ago, bought Boba Fett, played 2 games, and said this is some bullshit, and I got off.
You know what? Fair. That's fair. So you don't know anything else that's going on in Fortnite at all?
Did we get a new season? I don't know, man. I don't keep track.
We
anymore.
do. A new season just came out, but I'm just talking about not just that, but the hub of Fortnite in general.
The hub. Oh yeah. They got like they got what is it? Shit. Rock Band. They got Rock Band now.
Yeah, they do. But that's not the only thing, as well as Lego.
Racing.
But and Lego Fortnite.
Like, super custom worlds and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the super custom worlds, they actually do put a lot of work into them. For instance, I played a Fortnite version of The Joy of Creation, and that was terrifying.
Damn.
It was. They actually.
In here?
Yes, they actually have some pretty decent horror games in there. Some of which are based off of the actual horror games we see today, such as Five Nights at Freddy's, Slender Man. But because of copyright stuff, some of them can't really be said. Right. So because The Joy of Creation is a fan-made game, of course, there's no really copyright clause in that. But when it comes to stuff like FNAF, you have to be careful with what you say. Slender Man, I remember somebody called it the Tall Man. So, yeah, there are some actually pretty good horror games. There are some good regular games that you guys could play. One that I kind of like is like the little specter thing that you have to hunt. It's basically you have to figure out which spirit is haunting the place.
I think I played Prop Hunt like last year or some shit. I know there's like it's a whole thing because it's basically I don't know if they intentionally tried to turn it into Roblox, but I mean it's a system that works. So I mean shit.
It's basically like 3D Roblox now.
Yeah, but also now the fucking download size, the game's like what 90 gigabytes or some shit. At least it was on Epic. I had to delete it to make space.
I feel your pain. That's why I have a PS5 now.
Which I touch my I have a PS5. I bought it. It's a shame I bought it exclusively for Spider-Man 2 and then I platinumed the game in like 5 days. And then all of a sudden my PS5 just sat. So now I have it in the living room. I just play like fighting games on it and shit.
Dude, what the heck? Making me jealous over here. I haven't finished Spider-Man mainly because I was just enjoying the game and just taking my time with it.
Yeah, well, I've always been just the Spider-Man head. Actually, I got posters in my background. I have posters of the 3 Raimi movies because I just last month, I went and saw all 3 of them back in theaters when they came back.
Right.
And I'm gonna make a video about that. That should be coming out soon, like in like 2 weeks or some shit. I don't know.
That's fair. And to answer your question about the new season, yes, Fortnite just entered Chapter 5, Season 3, or Season 3, Chapter 5. One of the two. Either way.
Definitely not Season 3.
Yeah, no, so it would be Chapter 5, Season 3. So with this, it's a brand new layout of the map. They brought the desert back from all the way back in the day.
Oh, let's go. I love the desert.
And they have now basically made it, there are also Fallout skins in there.
Oh yeah, I've seen the power armor. That's the one thing I keep track of is when they add anybody. I think the last Fortnite video I made was in December, and that was like when Peter Griffin dropped, and I think Solid Snake, and somebody else. I forget now. But
not Marshmallow.
It's in the Eminem.
Eminem. Yeah.
That was all. Yeah. I can't even forget. That's my fucking most viewed YouTube short. How do I forget that?
It happens. Yeah. But in this new season, of course, there are new weapons that you can deal with. But the most thing that's got everybody's attention is the weaponized cars.
The what?
The weaponized vehicles, in which case you can drive around. There are certain boxes with certain things you could have, whether it be a spiked bumper or cow bumper, whatever it's called, basically where you can corral everybody in one place. The spike bumper, if you hit somebody, it almost basically cracks their shield down to 0, basically.
Oh, that's sick.
And then you also have weapons up there, which is you can choose one of the two: a grenade launcher or a turret.
Yeah, I might need to stream Fortnite again. I do like a Fortnite video. I'm limiting myself to one Fortnite video per year. This might be the time to do one. I don't know.
And the new thing that's on the map, one of the new places, is actually a demolition derby that plays Metallica.
Huh. Yeah, okay. The yearly Fortnite video might have to be coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
I know I might need to drop into that. Holy shit. I just don't play as many games these days. I find myself just not wanting to play as many games. Like I'll play like as far as VR, I'll play like Blade and Sorcery or Project Demigod, but that's just that just shit's fun.
That's fair.
I've been trying to get through Persona, but just Persona. The only thing with Persona is Persona 5 at least, and I have 4 and 3 for the PS2 back there. But the one thing I have to say with Persona is that you gotta make sure you have a clear schedule before you decide to get back into Persona, because it just takes your life.
I would assume so, because again, you're talking to a dude who played Xenoverse for damn near 7-8 years.
Yeah, damn near a whole long time.
And the thing is, I just got my stuff from PlayStation. I looked at my PlayStation 5. It showed me how many hours I actually put into the game. It said I have like 1,900 hours in that game alone.
Oh my God, which I probably, if I had to guess, I probably have about, combined with PC and PS4, I probably have about, I'd guess like 600-700 maybe.
Yeah, and that's to be expected.
Yeah, which I definitely didn't do it as a job. You played that shit as a job, dog.
I did not play it as a job.
You played that shit like it was your job.
Listen here, dude. I had fun. When the douchebags weren't there, I had fun. Genuine fun. And even with this new upgrade, which is the biggest first pack of Xenoverse we have ever gotten, which, thanks, by the way, Bandai, you fed us real good this time. We fed us really good this year.
It was like the one anime game Bandai kind of cares about.
Yeah, but they actually just got a new, I think, director or a new animator in there. I don't know which we want to call it, or a new designer, I guess you could say, because a lot of the things that are in this new current DLC are things that you would see in modded Xenoverse.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I guess they're just trying to bridge the gap, right? Because you'll look at like PS4, like console players, and then you'll just look over to PC, and it's like fucking all the transformations, one transfer, like it's just crazy shit. So they're trying to bridge the gap to, I guess, bring the player base back, even though they just make Xenoverse 3.
That is true, but they're also hyper focusing on Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball Super, Super Tenkaichi, which I am hyped for. And I really want to see this because they actually did add the original audio files from the original Budokai Tenkaichi 3, 2, and 1.
Ooh. I'm just have to look forward to it. I'm just a bit skeptical about any Bandai Arena fighter because they're just not good. They're just not like
current day, probably not, but back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we look at. So when did the downfall start? Now I'm not gonna say it started with Storm 4, but because Storm 1, 2, 3, and 4, because they worked, Bandai just said, okay, it's cheaper, and if we just slap a brand on it, it's gonna make money, and then that's what they did. So like, fucking, let's see, we got Hinokami Chronicles.
Yeah.
Let's see what other one. There's 2 My Hero ones.
Yep.
There's the Jujutsu Kaisen one.
We don't talk about Curse Clash for good reasons.
There's the One Punch Man one.
There's a one. Oh yeah,
there is one. I've seen footage of the Hunter x Hunter game, but it's actual 2D fighter. But it doesn't look good.
It didn't look appealing in the trailer.
Like the fucking Doom down smash from Marvel 3. But I'm a bitch for 2D fighters. Okay, I just don't like I don't mind 3D fighters. I don't like arena fighters. Arena fighters just aren't fun, man. There's no skill level to them.
That's fair. That's fair because all you have to do half the time is just kind of like spam and there.
Well, then there's also like Jump Force too, and
don't you dare bring up that godforsaken game.
I thought Jump Force was fine, and fine is what I'll leave it at.
from my perspective, in terms of story, there was
I
I
didn't
couldn't
finish
even
the story
finish it.
for it. I was just like, oh,
I
flashy
didn't
lights,
either.
Vegeta do Gallic Khan.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's fine.
Gimmicks, they were fine. The combat system wasn't all that
It's an arena
bad.
fighter. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but my entire issue of this entire game was the running mechanic. I hated it. It looked like it was running
like the
in
little they
5
go like
frames.
this, like they do the fucking Scooby thing, and then they charge. Yeah, they just fucking charge off.
They just look so jerky while doing it too. Like, my god.
It's any game you can do CA season. It's just gonna look janky. It's just how it works.
But at least in like, I'm gonna glaze Xenoverse for a hot minute. At least in Xeno,
Well, at least
it
that's
looks
a
fine. In
successful arena
Shinobi,
fighter.
it looks looks
Shinobi's
good,
also
but that
a good one because that's technically it's not an arena fighter. It's a team.
no, it's a
fight.
team. Yeah, it's
you
it
could say
is
kind of say the same
mandatory.
about Curse Clash, but
Curse Clash goes around the premise of Jujutsu Kaisen though, because when, in all honesty,
Well, I
when
mean-
was the last time you seen any
I'm
of
gonna
them
say,
in
I
a
can't-
honest one-on-one fight?
Sukuna versus Gojo. But whatever. That's
That's-
besides the point.
That's manga.
That's besides
That's
the point,
manga,
I
not anime
suppose.
yet.
But well, yes, Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, like you're just gonna Jujutsu let him get up Kaisen. But I suppose Xenoverse is a good arena fighter. Shinobi is solid. Like I dig those because
Shinobi's still
they try
getting
to do something different. Like you can do shit with like
still.
jutsus, like movesets and all that. But
Yeah.
then you just go like One Punch Man is like we're just gonna have these characters with a one move set. They're gonna have special moves or whatever. I think well it's also just it's a price thing, right? Because fighters will cost so much money as opposed to like if they just decided to do another arena. Like fighters cost so much more.
And there is a game that is putting fighters to shame right now, I will say,
What
in
game?
terms of like a paywall. In terms of paywall.
Okay.
Have you heard of a game called My Hero Ultra Rumble?
Yeah, the Battle Royale, yeah.
Yes.
I think I
that
played it.
game.
I think I actually played legitimately one game of it when it came out.
Listen here. No.
No.
Listen, there's a reason I say no. For a battle royale, for what they did for the characters, I admit it was really good, and I was really hyped in the beginning.
It is a Battle Royale arena fighter. It's what it is.
Yeah, but here is my big issue with the game now, prior to how it was almost a year ago.
Did it? It did not drop a year ago. That's insane.
It has been almost a year since Ultra Rumble has dropped, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh fuck, dude, I'm old. Shit. Okay, continue.
I feel you. Every time they drop a new character, as you're expected, yeah, okay, it's gonna be a paywall. That's fine. It's DLC.
Hmm.
But now they have it on top of RNG.
RNG, like so you
It-
spin a wheel for a character?
It is a gotcha system game.
Well, I mean, I suppose if it's a free game, they got to make their money somehow. But okay, it also depends on what characters they're locking behind the paywall.
Majority of their characters.
Mm-hmm. Is it like so is it the cool ones or is it just
Okay, it's the ones that you want, and ones that you need.
Okay.
I'll go into explanation.
Please.
So, in the start of the game, and correct me for anybody who says I'm wrong. At the start of the game, you get access to a few characters, which is Deku, Ida. I think you get access to Sue, and you get access to a couple of the villains, Dabi and Toga.
Mhm.
Toga? Yeah, Toga. And the rest, and majority of the rest of them, you are given 2 or 3 tickets, so that way you can unlock any other character. That allows you to. If it says that you can unlock it with a golden ticket, you can. Otherwise, you have to spin for it.
Mhm.
Now, I don't mind RNG, considering I play Dragon Ball Legends and Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I don't mind them. But when you make the currency daggone near impossible, put it behind not only just a paywall, but the missions don't make any sense to complete. And then not to mention, everybody, and I mean God honest, everybody has the character that you need. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they're dropped into 4 different categories, I'm sorry, which is the red, which is just straight up attack power, yellow, which is defense, blue for speed, and purple for technical.
Okay. So it's kind of like Shinobi, huh? To a degree.
Yeah, in a way, and depending on how you play, that will seal the deal for your team.
Hmm.
And I can understand that. It's very understandable. But when you've got people that are able to get the character behind 100 tickets that you need to get in order to spin the dang thing, and then majority of the time the rate that you're getting it is for either voice lines, which I don't know why we have those, costumes that you already have, or costumes for characters that you don't even have
that's the
unlocked.
thing when you play games is that you get costumes for characters that you just don't fucking have.
Exactly. And when you finally do get the costume that you want, like, I got a costume for Bakugo, and I really wanted it. I didn't have him at the time, so I couldn't get him. And I've got some stuff for All Might too. I still do not have All Might to this day.
Damn.
And they keep unlocking everything behind the paywall, and they don't give them out sooner or later. You legitimately have to drop these guys. You just have to get these guys through drop, and there's no other way to get them.
Damn.
And the characters, yes, they're OP, I guess in a way you could say, because you got Yaoyorozu who could legitimately just tank you and rush you with a dang shield. All Might can deflect blasts. They just recently added Mirio Togata and freaking All for One. And twice.
How the fuck does All for One play?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
That's also another thing with when you make anime games is how do you translate these bullshit ass abilities to make it fair and balanced to a game?
The way that Ultra Rumble does it, they splice the character. They have two variants of Deku and Bakugo in the game right now. Mm-hmm. And one, I think Bakugo originally is an attack type, but the other variant of him is a defense type. And I tried playing against him. Tell me why I got blown up and destroyed and then gangbanged all in one go.
So I suppose it's just a thing of like, it's just, you just gotta figure out how to make it work like in canon. Obviously for like, you do like a Dragon Ball game, like you're not gonna be able to make a fucking power scale. But I think also that's where arena fighters also fuck up. And that's why I think it was really weird to do Cursed Clash, is like, how do you portray these abilities and make them look cool?
I can understand that concept.
Because like you look at you watch season 2 of JJK, and then you play the game, and you see you're playing like Toto and some shit. Like you just can't do the shit he does. Like it's just you just can't.
Dude, I've mained Toto on Cursed Clash. What do you mean? Me and my boy Bot, he plays Yuji, I go Toto, and I be boogie woogie.
You just gotta hit it. You gotta hit them fucking claps. It wouldn't.
Yeah, but
I guess it could work.
It is ranged.
Yeah. Which I don't know.
What you think? JJK could work as a 2D Clash?
As a 2D fight, I feel like it would work better just to do like abilities and shit as opposed to like more of a 3D environment. It's just the matter of translating the actual abilities into like, in just a form. But that's gonna be hard when you do any like fucking anime or manga. Like
that's true.
Well, you can do like doing Toto's Boogie Woogie, sure, but then you can't do like new Toto's, like his new Boogie Woogie that he's using now. Like that shit doesn't work. Fuck you mean you're gonna Boogie Woogie 50 times in a second? That doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that don't translate well here in this situation. So
should I put a spoiler warning at the beginning of this podcast to be like, I'm about to spoil a lot of fucking shit about a lot of manga? Because I try my best to keep up. Like I'm currently kept up for.
I'm busy. My apologies. I am back. I am so sorry.
It's me, Goku.
Yep. And this is just one of the models I found last night. So
damn, that should look kind of cool.
Yeah. But and PC version, so.
Oh yeah, obviously. Let's see. I'm caught up to JJK. Completely caught up. I mean, shit, I read that shit. I read the raw scans for JJK. I don't even know what the fuck they're saying. Like I'm day one. Caught up with My Hero, which it's gotta be. It's over, right? Like it's gotta be over.
Horikoshi did say that My Hero Academia was unfortunately ending this year.
Yeah, but so, like how do you move past this?
How do you move past from My Hero?
No, how do you like? I don't see like it's good that they're ending it this year because I don't know how you keep the series going after this last like there it's over. The villain's fucking gone, or at least I fucking probably.
Yeah, spoiler warning. Shigaraki is dead.
Mm.
The next manga panel is coming out next week, so that's when we'll be able to finally see what
It's the
happens.
same thing with
Um,
JJK. Like it's just like you're just like how either Sukuna's got to win at this point. Like they've done everything.
I mean, as of right now, I mean they came up with the weirdest and the most unethical way to take down Shigaraki, but yeah, he's technically gone. But we'll see what happens, and Deku ends up the same way he started, which was quirkless.
Mm-mm.
So it makes me feel some type of way. Uh, as to like how is this going to work now,
Yeah, I've
and
recently
what
been on like
exactly?
a reintroduction because of course I've been with like My Hero for since 2018, 2019. And then
Same.
I read like I caught up to the manga last week or week before. I read like 60-ish chapters to catch back up. Same with Chainsaw Man. And I think it went fine because I remember it happened every Christmas. I'll meet my family, right? At like my grandma's house or some shit. So
Right.
it'd be like I think 2 or 3 Christmases in a row. I'd go and I'd talk to my cousins and they'd be like, "So how's My Hero?" But like they're still in the final battle. They've been in the final battle for like 2 years now.
I mean, can you really blame? I mean, like, really, that's not really a bad way if you think about it. Not
I,
to
listen,
mention,
I can't complain either. They've been fighting Sukuna for like 40 chapters now. It's been a bit of a battle. She think it's over, then it's just not.
right?
But I didn't
But
use
my
my
thing is,
big technique. Like what?
do you understand the amount of mess that Horikoshi had to go through?
I'm assuming like just to pull all this shit out. But
Well, the thing is, the man never rests. As a
mm,
matter of fact, if I'm gonna be honest, aside from Akira, aside from Masashi, aside from Oda, freaking this dude is probably one of the most anime creators that gets hate threats and death threats on a day to day. Only because of how his manga and anime is going,
you have
but it's
never
been so good.
you've been missed to not mention Gege Atukami. Arkutami, however you say it. That motherfucker, when chapter 236 dropped, actual death threats for that motherfucker. Like,
Yeah,
I woke up the
and then
morning of, I checked Twitter, I'm like, oh my god, he did it. The morning 236 dropped. Same week he got sealed in the anime too. It's insane. He
Jesus
wrong for that.
Christ.
I think Atukami is actually the I don't see anybody well unless you're Slime from the Yard. I don't really see you hating on like Toriyama. Well, I guess I suppose I suppose especially not after the fact unless you're Slime from the Yard. But
There is one dude because I woke up to everything after Toriyama had passed.
mm,
One dude on Twitter saying like everybody liked Toriyama, but remember he made this racist mofo, and it was a picture of Mr. Popo,
oh
and I'm just
right.
like, what the heck? We just got, and then he blocked his account because everybody was about to beat his head.
I just think it's always just you get the manga. Let's see Toriyama. You see Toriyama. Is it the guy who made Yu-Gi-Oh as well?
Yep, he passed as well.
The guy who made Yu-Gi-Oh. Obviously the goat, the greatest mangaka of all time, Kentaro Miura. Got that shit marked on my body forever.
Right.
Berserk to this day my favorite manga of all time. Can't get better than that. Actually, I need to catch. That's another thing I need to catch back up on because I've heard they've been doing really good with Berserk since
I've recently gotten the One Piece, so I'm
One
currently
Piece.
starting my journey.
I watched. I'm up to like episode 79, and then I think I just stopped. I was like, I need to read it. There's no shot. I'm gonna keep. There's no shot I can watch it. I don't have the time to. I'll have to. I have to read it. Like I can get through arcs in a day. I think I read through what arc was that? I read through the entire like Dragon Ball Super superhero arc. I read through that in a day. Like I've been
Uh,
moving through it.
and how do you? My question is, this is just me because I asked everybody. Might as well ask you. How do you feel about Beast Gohan?
Beast Gohan? Fuck it, it's Beast. Like I don't know, man. It's Dragon Ball. What are you gonna do?
I
as
mean,
if you have an issue with Beast Gohan and they were like, but Super Saiyan Blue though, it's just his like fucking Super Saiyan. Well, it's not his Super Saiyan Blue. It's his Ultra Instinct since he is throwing hands with MUI Goku. But you know, whatever. It's Dragon Ball. I don't care. I'm
with
not
the way he
watching.
just turned into it, it looks like he acted like it's Super Saiyan Blue.
I'm not watching Dragon Ball for intense story beats. I'm watching to see motherfuckers throw some hands, right?
That is fair.
Sort of the same with
That is very
JJK. Like
fair.
I'm not like JJK's story is interesting, but it's not the main focus. I want to see motherfuckers like just get jumped. And
That's fair.
somehow they're jumping, they're getting jumped by one dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Reverse jumping jutsu.
I saw Superhero in theaters. I also saw Broly in theaters, but I saw Superhero in theaters.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, and I remember when when Beast Gohan when he went to the Beast. I'm like, that's just the exact mirror of Super Saiyan 2. I was like, let him have fun. I like Orange Piccolo more, to be honest.
That's fair.
Because well, he needed it. He Piccolo needed it.
Piccolo needed it, but let's be honest, Piccolo still legitimately was able to hold his own. Tournament of Power throughout entire of Super.
Yeah,
He was able to hold his own
the
for
manga, so
majority
was
of
Master
anything.
Roshi. Like Roshi was throwing hands too.
When we don't see Roshi do anything anymore, and that right there was legendary.
Yeah.
Seeing Master Roshi do that.
Mr. Dragon Ball, man, what do you think of Daima?
I am at first I won't looking forward to it, but as I started to like look at it and actually kind of understand, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It is unfortunately the last bit of work that we are getting from Sensei Akira. So
Which
that is the only
for me, because Dragon Ball is my favorite of like all the series, like of everything ever Dragon Ball media related. All 5 seasons of the original Dragon Ball, like the 120 something episodes, that's my favorite ever. That's peak. It's peak, right? And I think Daima kind of was gonna, hopefully, it'd give me those same vibes. Like that's why I like Superhero so much, because it had a lot more comedic vibes. Because Broly's like an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour of just like we're explaining plot elements, and then the rest of the movie is just hands, right?
Hands for
and
days.
Superhero was like a comedy. Like I was laughing at that shit. Like it reminded me of OG Dragon Ball, and that's what I'm hoping Daima will also give me.
And people are hating on it because of that, but it's those people I swear did not watch the original Dragon Ball.
It's the people. Oh yeah, obviously. But it's also the people who like just have like fucking GT PTSD, because it just reminds them of like, oh, and they got DHD.
I mean, GT in terms of story, it could have been a lot better.
I
but this,
haven't even finished it. I watched like 10 episodes. I'm like, oh, this is mid.
This right here, this is where everybody was hyped about.
Yeah,
only
obviously.
this. Well, the only reason it's like this is because of yeah, but the only reason I got these glasses is because it was Slick Goku. Rest in peace to a homie, to a Saiyan.
I think, let's see. Daima's coming out. Is there a release date for Daima?
There is not a release date for Daima yet. Nobody's gotten the release date ever since Akira's passing.
And then I suppose we have nothing on the anime like Super coming back, dog. We gotta bite that bullet. It's not coming back.
Well, Super is coming back. They made an announcement of Super coming back.
When?
If I'm not mistaken. I could have sworn there was an announcement of Super coming back at one point.
I think I would have been on this. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
I could be wrong. I really could be wrong, but I could have
just
sworn.
don't adapt the manga. Like they just might do their own fucking thing,
which would be very bad on their end.
Yeah, which I suppose the manga. Oh, also the manga just has issues on its own. But yeah, you might as well just try to adapt the story, right? Like I'm not a fucking Moro hater. Like it was a pretty good arc. The
Granola arc, Moro, Granola, cool. Yeah.
And now we're about to go into Black Frieza.
Black Frieza.
Because they cannot stop. Listen, and when they have nothing left to do, let's bring Frieza back. That's what they got to do.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't bring Cell back.
Well, they did, and then immediately killed him.
What? I mean, in like Dragon Ball Z, when did they bring Cell? Well, no, not in Super either. Not then. I'm talking about Perfect Cell.
Oh, well,
I mean, because
they brought it back.
I saw that don't count. That does not count. Well, actually, him and Frieza team up in GT.
Oh, is that? Oh, right, they did, didn't they?
During Hell's Escape with
Mm.
Hellfighter 17 and the other 17 that Dr. Giro and Dr. whatever his face is created. That's how we got that's how we got Super
Super
17.
17, yeah.
Yeah. Uh but yeah, I know that they're there, but still. I mean, and the only reason I say that is because I saw a fan comic, a fan manga of what if Cell came back.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. I've seen
in
this
this
same type of thing as like all the. I used to be in that phase of like the videos of like the what ifs. Didn't you also do a couple of those?
I did, but I never finished a
Mm.
single one of them.
That's the real shit right there.
Incorporating my own story, which I am going to bring, which I am actually thinking of bringing back, which is my Saiyan OC being the son of Turles. You got three in there that was made in about two of them didn't make any sense, which was what if Nappa survived? That made sense. Okay, that was fine.
Sure.
And then the other two that didn't make sense. What if Gogeta had a kid?
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, and then what if Tanjiro was a Saiyan?
Ooh, love that one. I like stories that like mix universes.
Yeah,
But also,
which is
you
what
gotta
I.
make sure you don't. You gotta make sure either you adapt them power scale wise to like the universe, or it's not gonna or it's gonna be stupid. So I'm assuming. So wait, Tanjiro being a Saiyan, was that like him still in Demon Slayer, just being a Saiyan, or?
He was still in Demon Slayer, yes.
Oh, okay, that's not what I was thinking about at all. I was like, what if you just threw Tanjiro in Dragon Ball Z?
With this, it still followed the normal story route of like what of a Demon Slayer, him meeting Zenitsu, him meeting Urokodaki, training to actually get everything right. The only difference is about this in the beginning was he still had a tail.
Mm.
The thing that I think I changed up, I can't. It's been a minute since I looked at that video. The thing I think I changed up was when he ran into Kibutsuji at the when he was supposed to meet
Demon Slayer. I have no clue. Anyways,
since he when he first ran into Muzan,
okay.
when he was first actually saw him again, and Nezuko, and he was supposed to meet this other chick and her bitch, the other dude, and when he did that, he possessed another human technically.
Right.
So I think at that point, I had Tanjiro go into rage mode and actually transcend, but I had it to where
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan.
Okay.
I had him go straight into Super Saiyan. The reason why I didn't think to add a full moon, and I don't think having an ape, and then full moon, and then next thing demons everywhere. I don't think that was a good idea because next thing Muzan's going to be like, oh, okay, this is a perfect time for chaos.
Yeah. It's a cool thought experiment though to like try and write characters into like other media. You just gotta make sure you adapt them well, I suppose.
And that's when I had Tanjiro did attack him, and he was able to rush up and effectively hurt him. But again, because Muzan can really only be damaged by sun breathing, it ain't really gonna do much. Only thing that Super Saiyan really did was gave him a strength and speed boost. And while it did catch him off guard, and it is a 50 times enhancer, he is a little wary. He's never seen anything like this. He thinks Super Saiyan is a bit of like another form of sun breathing. Right. So he's like, nope.
Where are you on the Goku versus Gojo line?
That's a thing. I forgot about that. It's
an argument. It can be talked about.
Why is that an argument? Well, why are we bringing Gojo to fight Goku?
It's just a matter of can he hit him or not.
That's
now I have the easiest answer to this question because it's simply Goku can't hurt Gojo. Gojo can't hurt Goku.
That's true. Goku's too durable, right. And then because of Gojo's infinity, Goku can't touch him.
So yeah, so it'd have to be just a thing of he just gotta wait for the curse technique to run out, but I'm not even sure if that's gonna be a thing. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna decide on a stalemate to just.
So it's a war. It would legitimately be a war of attrition.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And the thing is, Goku wouldn't let up though. So Gojo would have to either figure out a way to, keep it going because he does have a limit on his curse technique.
Oh, actually, hold on. Would Unlimited Void what would that do to Goku? Honestly,
Infinite Void.
before the Gojo versus Sukuna fight, I think Unlimited Void, you could be like, oh, well, it just gets in the mind of anyone, so it won't matter. Like, it'll just insta kill, it'll insta defeat anyone. But then Sukuna tanked like 5 Infinite Voids in their fight. So I think, honestly, Goku's not going to have any trouble.
I think it would catch him off guard at first, but then he'd be able to break it.
Right.
Goku's not mentally strong, but he's battle instincts can save him.
Yeah, it'd just brush it off. Whatever.
That's true.
So let's talk a bit about the YouTube. Now, I don't know if I'm treating this as an interview, because most guests that I intend to have on this podcast are going to be people that I'm not really familiar with, or like people that just aren't like in my usual circle, right?
Yeah.
So I think that might turn up being more like interview based, but I'm not too sure, because this is the first episode. But I remember, because I met you in early 2019. And actually, you know what? We'll talk about this first, and then we'll move on to like my main thing I wanted to ask you about, is that you technically are the bridge that started a lot of this for me. And I'm not
Really?
sure if you know what. Yeah, okay. So you have no clue. So essentially, February. No, it's March. March 1st, because I think it was the day after. Because I had a party that other night. Anyways, 2019, early March 2019. It was a gaming convention.
Yep, I remember that.
And I decided, you know what? Let me throw on my Yamcha hoodie that I still have. It's right there. I've cut it in half now, but it looks cool. So I decided, you know what? I'll throw on the Yamcha hoodie. It's just a red hoodie with the picture of Yamcha after he got blown up by the fucking Cybermen. So I just throw that on, right? I get to the convention, and I'm sitting there in line with my boy. We talking it up, whatever, shooting shit. And then behind me, I hear a motherfucker do a first form Cell impression.
Yep, yours truly.
And
I still do it.
And I think after that, it was just, I think we just traded YouTube channels. Like, oh, here's mine, whatever. A couple months go by, and then I actually, you know what? Maybe I check it out. And I saw you just doing like the Xenoverse content at the time, and the Cell reacts, obviously, just Trunks reacts too. Those type of videos that were just really prevalent at the time, to be honest. And I just hit you up and was like, hey, let me play Xenoverse.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think it was a year and a half of that. And I think in mid to late 2019, I started making my own YouTube videos. And that was like early electrics. It was electric.
Wiz.
It was your boy electric. And I think I changed it to Wiz in late 2019. Electric Wiz in late 2019. And then in late 2020, we started doing like the Among Us games.
Right.
And then in the Among Us games, I met one of your friends, Blue. Met him. But before he hadn't even had a YouTube channel at that point. He's like, oh, I'm starting one. I'm like, oh, cool. And then 2021, I play Stick Fight with him. And I think we played Among Us a couple more times, something like that. Because you were in my Among Us video from 2020. But
yeah, I remember that.
But we end up... So I played with him, and in late 2021, early 2022, like January 2022, Blue links me up, and he invites me to a YouTuber server of like just a bunch of YouTubers, led by now my friend Juan. And then from there, I meet just all these motherfuckers that are now just people that I make YouTube videos with. And I've made YouTube videos with them. I've been playing with them for about 2.5 years now. Or say 2020... Was it 22? It is 22. Because from there, I met a lot of people. So let's just go Kunick, who now has a baby and lives in the swamp in South Carolina.
Hey.
And then there's Ryan. So those two I met. I drove to Tennessee last year in early 2023 and met them. And then Juan, who I mentioned previously, and his friend Randy. I went and met them in New York. I stayed in New York for about 2 days last August. And then in January, 6 of us met up in Tennessee and made like a shit ton of content and videos. It was a fucking blast. So if we go down the pipeline, it all started with me meeting you in that line. Technically, like it all started there. Like without that happening, without that interaction, I wouldn't have met any of these people, and I'd be in a completely different scenario than I am right now.
That's fair.
And that is a crazy pipeline to me to think about.
I mean, I can't take any of that credit if I'm being honest, because all I can say is yes, I did. While I did introduce you to Blue, um, all I can say is like everything else happened because of you,
I
and I
guess.
am actually proud of your growth and proud of where you're going.
Yeah. I've been, let's see, it's been about 5 it's been about 5 years now I've been going at it, this YouTube thing. um I love it. I'm in love with it. It's all I want to do ever. Like it's just shit I love, man. And I love
Same.
doing all my types of videos. Like last Saturday, I did my charity stream, raised $240. Just put up the highlight video today.
Okay, nice.
Got the second channel, obviously. Like this is all podcast is being released on the second channel as well. And then I do my little monthly. I get out about 2 to 3 videos a month because I like doing my little edits now and then. But I think my content's not as interesting because I'll just change up the style every now and then. I'll just do whatever the fuck I want. But I think yours is a lot interesting because obviously there was a shift from the Dragon Ball content, and I think what was it, like 2021, maybe 22.
Yes, it was, but that doesn't. Well, it has, but I have slowly started to bring my love for everything back.
Mm-hmm. So what made you initially do the like the shift? So actually, I guess because you didn't really go and explain it. If you want to tell viewers what your main, how would you describe your channel?
It's got a bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have, because now my title again is King of Universe 47. The entire channel's name is Universe 47.
Right.
Um, I, of course, come from my original name, ShayK47. But the channel now, like I said, is a bit of everything. Where you have skits, ASMRs, you have reaction content, you have VR content, which is you have
Mm-hmm.
gaming content, Yu-Gi-Oh content, anything that you could think of from another channel, you have on that channel.
Right. So, and I think the big shift obviously started with like the ASMR. And I've been listening to ASMR since like 2018. Like that shit, I need it to go to sleep at this point. Like fuck sleeping pills, fuck melatonin. I need my tinkles, dog. But what made you like feel like, you know what, maybe I'll try it out?
That is actually my current fiance.
Really?
Which is, yes, she back when I first started VR chat, kinda first started. I wanted to learn more voices. As you know, and as you said, I did Trunks, I did Beerus, I did Cell, I did a lot of Dragon Ball voices. Hercule, you name it, I did it. To an extent.
Sure.
But I felt like I was always limited, and I always felt like I can do more. So I wanted to branch out to my new obsession, which was currently My Hero Academia. And even though he was a douchebag, I like Bakugo.
Obviously.
And so, not just that, I also like Deku. I liked a few of the characters. My favorite at the time, though, was not Bakugo. If I had to say, I think at my time, my favorite was Kirishima.
Is it, well, let me ask you, is it difficult for someone to look at you and tell that your favorite My Hero character isn't Bakugo?
It's not. It's weird.
Do
I've
you
had
not
people
do
run
you
up.
do, so do you have a favorite then? Do you
It,
have
it,
a fave, as the kids say?
currently, right now,
Sure.
yes, and uh, two actually. One is a simp reason. The other one's a legitimate reason.
Okay.
First up, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it because she a baddie. Freaking Mirko, because my lord,
Dude, all I'm saying is the ads
my
do
lord.
something to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck!
There is something sexy about power. Oh my god. She made me weak to my knees, but that's besides the
Like a
point.
cheese grater. Rub my face against that shit.
Please degrade me. Anyway,
Moving on.
my favorite character as of right in MHA, I will say as a whole is Dabi, or for those of you know him right now, Toya Todoroki.
Mm-hmm. Is he dead? Did
Um,
he die? He didn't die.
he turned to ash.
Oh, he died? Oh, fuck. I
He,
forget. I read it like 2 weeks ago. I forget.
he didn't just die. No, he cremated himself
Oh, cool. Yeah.
while still talking crap.
My favorite My Hero character is just, it's like, it's I will stand and die on this hill. It's not even, I don't think it's a complicated opinion. He's just the coolest fucking character that you can imagine. The deepest, darkest depths. This motherfucker and his catchphrase, because I'm here. Love that motherfucker.
You are a fan of Toshinori, aren't you?
No, I'm talking about Knuckle Duster, bitch. Fucking love Knuckle Duster. I love Knuckle Duster. That's my favorite motherfucker right there. Oh, dude, I love him.
As soon as you said I am here, I'm like, you like Toshinori. No, forget All Might.
He's just Batman. He just beats the shit out of people. He doesn't have a quirk. He just puts the hands on motherfuckers. God,
you know what? That's fair.
It's just
that's
my
fair.
love of vigilantes. I like vigilantes more than I like the main series. Like, I love vigilantes so fucking much. I think Knuckle Duster's such a cool character because he was the speedster, and then he got his shit yoinked. He's like, "Fuck it, I'll just use my fit. I got 2 weapons right here, dog," and he just started beating the shit out of people. Dude, I fucking love him.
You know, you have my respect for that. I wasn't expecting it.
Fucking love Knuckle Duster.
You have my freaking respect.
I get pissed every time, and I know I think I messaged you about this like 2 years ago. Is that there are no Knuckle Duster avatars? There's one Skycrawler avatar, and there's a couple Pop Step, but there's no Knuckle Dusters, and I'm pissed.
And I don't think there will be because a lot of avatar creators have gotten lazy.
Right. But damn, so I'll just have to use my Garo, but Garo is still my favorite character in all of fiction, so I don't care. But damn.
Fair. I mean, I want to create more avatars. This is one I made for myself custom.
Oh shit. Awesome.
So, which is kind of like modeled after this is kind of where the base model for my OC is. Yes, it's a Bakugo body type for the base avatar, but
that didn't give it away.
Yeah, but I added Sasuke's curse mark. I added a Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 shirt right there, and SSB on the back. And of course, Anbu.
Right.
Fairy Tail, and then 2 Fairy Tail tats right here. Ooh. So,
do you have any actual tattoos?
Unfortunately, no. And at the same time, no, I do not want tattoos.
Any specific reason?
I am needles.
Needles? Oh,
that's all.
Man. When I got my Berserk one on my forearm, I knew it was gonna hurt because it's just the skin's just fucking thin, right? So I go in, and they do a little outline of the chair, and it hurts a little bit. It just feels like and then they go like, okay, we're gonna fill it in. I'm like, oh fuck. It took about 45 minutes, and it just feels like a wasp sting, just for like, but it just stays on the arm. So my arm was just on fire for about 50 minutes.
Fair.
Worth it, though. Fucking love this tattoo, and I think I'm gonna get another one soon on like my tricep. I'm gonna get the samurai logo from Cyberpunk.
Fair enough, but for me, I don't do tattoos because of religious reasons.
That just makes sense.
But back to your question about how I got into everything as far as MHA and ASMRs. I met her, and the stupidest way we met. I was in a public My Hero world. And Bakugo was still kind of new to the channel. Okay. And around that time, I was running around screaming what is love as Bakugo. Is
this before or after the 200K video?
Say what?
Is this before or after like the big one that blew up?
Yes, this was before.
Okay.
This was before this whole thing blew up.
Okay. So I remember seeing that, and I'm like, God damn, my boy's made it.
And it's still growing. That's the funny thing. It is still growing to this day. Which there is some sad news about that, but I'll explain afterwards.
Sure.
So afterwards, I'm just running around like a chicken with his head cut off, just screaming, "What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Whoa!" And I caught her attention. I caught her attention, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing, Bakugo?" And from ever since then, we formed a friendship, and we've been together ever since, just chilling, hanging out. And then she posed the idea to say, "Hey, you sound a lot like him. Why not try doing ASMR?" And I'm not gonna lie to you, I looked her in her face and I said, "Huh?"
Were you familiar with ASMR at all before then?
Say what?
Were you familiar with ASMR like at all before then?
I was, unfortunately, but it was the wrong ASMR because my sister just kept on bringing like this one chick eating honeycomb, and I hated it.
That's not what I fuck with you.
Yeah, and I'm like, ugh. Anytime I hear ASMR, that's all I thought about.
Ooh.
And then she's like, there are other type of ASMRs that you could do. For instance, the one that she's told me about, like by this one popular one by Yaga Miyato, and explained to me how I could go into it. So I gave it some thought, tossed it around a little bit, gave it a few videos, and then I said, you know what? Fuck it. 2 tears in a bucket. Let's try it.
Sure.
First one, and the thing is, I did it. I told her about it. She said, "Oh, okay. See, not too bad." And so I did a couple. First started off with Bakugo, then going into Todoroki, then the Tamaki, and I kept going back and forth. And that's when I started like, okay, let's start going into legitimate issues or certain things like that. Every time I made an ASMR, I talked to her about it, and I asked her, "What would you want me? What ideas would you have?"
Mm.
She gave me some suggestions. I went off those suggestions, and by the 5th video, which is that 200K one, that's where I was. As soon as I saw how great everything was going and how I felt while doing so, I felt that was what I wanted to do. I made people feel happy. I raised awareness for a lot of things. YouTube, actually just this year, supplied the suicide hotline on there.
Yeah.
So, and it's still to this day my most popular video. But because of that video alone by itself, my right hand to God just about gave me about $200 something in video views and ads alone.
Hell yeah, dog.
And after I did that, and that video is also the wave that carried me from the measly 3K that I was sitting at all the way up to at least around 8,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And I just rode that wave as far as I could.
I'd imagine if I had a video that got like, just like, let's say 50K views in like the first week, I'd be like, maybe I should make more of these. Like, maybe, yeah, I might try it out. I'll see.
And what scared me about it is that I got 1,000 views daily after that. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I gotta capitalize this. And so
I need to make merch.
I need to make merch. That was actually my next idea. But that's still to come for the future. But afterwards I kept doing it. I kept trying to do ASMRs, and eventually things were going my way, but because of some other issues, personal issues, depression kicked in like a bitch, and I fell off a lot. I was inconsistent, and I was just not enjoying it as much as I used to.
Yeah, that happened anyways. It's not a thing that occur when you're just, even if like shit's popping off, but you just need like a change of pace or something like that. Like I feel like now, because of my YouTube friends, I'm very easily supplemented. Like but before them, I'd have like a month or two where I just wouldn't post just because I didn't have the fucking feeling for it.
That's fair, but yeah, and that's understandable, and I can get that. Yeah. The situation with me, though,
change of pace.
Yeah, but the situation with me, I started a new job back in 2022, where I am a healthcare tech. So I take care of mentally disabled. And that wasn't really a problem. I was making decent money off that, and I still am. But I'm about to quit this job because it's destroying me.
Dude,
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm trying to make this my job. But the issue is, I legitimately didn't post for over a year.
Ooh.
I did not, like, if I did, it would be once every 3 months.
When was this?
And this was
I haven't really kept track too well.
This was all of 2020, like from the beginning of 2022 all the way down to, I want to say, possibly the summer last year.
Ooh.
And it just kept going and worsening, and I kept getting subscribers, but I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I was
the channel will eventually, it's just gonna decay,
and it did heavily, so much.
That's why also you can't really put too much thought into like the fucking views. Like I'll have videos that like Helldivers and Lethal Company got like 2K, and then fucking Royal Rumble got like, I think not even 60 views or some shit. So like, I'm not worried about it. Whatever, man. I'm just kind of doing it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep that mindset, but it sometimes gets a little depressing when you see people do the same thing, or see people who have less than you and they're doing all this.
Yeah.
and that's why I'm trying to get myself out of that mindset.
Everybody's
Cause
different. You can't expect to
yeah, yeah,
do and be the same as someone as just another person, because ultimately it's whatever situation you find yourself in. That's going to be something that we can't change, but honestly it's something we don't need to change. Like it's how we manage things. It's how we do it. It's just us as people, and that's just how we got to manage it.
fair.
It's
That
our
is
own
fair.
way.
But now the channel has become what it is, which is Universe 47, which is the way that I put it. It's a hub for any and every anime and animated character
Mm-hmm.
that likes to just chill and stop by. It's a hub basically for any character, whether their series is ongoing and it's in the middle of a break, or their series is just ended to just come and chill.
Right.
Because like I said, as I said earlier, I told you I can do a few voices. I did a few voices back early. Now I am literally a man of 50 voices.
Yeah.
So a lot of them I can voice. A few that I do try and come and bring others in. Always looking for others to come and help if needed and if wanted. The ASMRs I still do, because I found a passion for it again.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do stories now, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
with them because I have a audio series called, which is just called the Abuse series. Basically, where a listener is running from an abused lover,
Mm-hmm.
and the characters are trying to help them. It's a good drama. And I got a current one that I got to get back to, which is Deku being the forgotten avatar.
Ooh. I do fuck with
Uh,
that. What ifs. So that does bring me to another thing of in any I suppose in any given thing that you'll do, any given thing that someone does, especially if you're a YouTuber, and especially if you get that little tinge of views, right? If you get that little boost, you're gonna start getting some fucking haters. So
yep.
what about people who go like, "Oh, this is fucking cringe. What the fuck are we doing here? Like, oh, what's this about? What do you mean you do little fucking voices?" Like, I can't help but imagine that's obviously something that you've had to deal with before.
um,
Exhale.
that brings me to the bad news of the 200K video.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, it was meant to help people.
Right.
Some asshole on TikTok uh decided to record what my part of it
Mm-hmm.
and then post it on TikTok, and it had people rolling.
Ooh.
People were laughing at the thought
This is
of
just
people committing suicide.
this is something that happens once you get past a certain barrier. Like once you get out of the bubble, rather. And that's just like because you'll just it'll reach a group that you didn't intend for it to reach and that you don't ever intend for it to reach.
Right.
And that I guess I can sort of make a same comparison to like a lot of just more political aspects, because obviously and abuse and suicide shouldn't be topics like that, but then it's gonna be a thing as no matter what people are just gonna fucking shit on it just because it's fucking cringe, or it's like it's a funny thing to do, right? Like to just shit on
Right.
stuff. But it's also something that you have to realize, and I'm assuming that this is something that you've already done mentally yourself, is going from, well, these people obviously aren't here for the content, so why the fuck should I care about them? They're not invested at all, right?
I ended up turning off the comments of that video,
Mm-hmm. Which I mean,
and
yeah.
they've been off for a while, almost a year now.
Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing as like if you don't want these people here, then you can just be fucking abrasive to them. I do not care to be open to people who aren't just gonna be there for my fucking like takes, all of them. Like last week I did the fucking Palestine stream, $240 raised. And but see, and that's something I genuinely care about to a degree. Like people around, a lot of people don't like it's become a wider movement, especially creators for Palestine. That's become a huge movement now. So there's not going to be as many haters. There's people who be like, oh, fucking Hassan, like whatever. I fucking love beefing though, in that kind of regard. Just because I don't care. Like if you're watching if you watch the content, be like, oh, he's woke. Like what the fuck off. Like I don't care, dude. Oh my god, I guess I just deal with hate different than other people, and the very rare amounts that come my way because I'm fucking Like I'm small. I'm based. I do my own shit, right? But I guess on a larger scale, as opposed to like what you go through, it can. I guess it could be a different scenario.
When you've got people in your comment section legitimately saying, "Oh, this is my 13th reason why." Oh my god, why are you? I mean,
Yeah, I've
you know
never.
what? This video
I'm
makes
sure
me
as hell
want to
never had
kill
that.
myself. Like legitimately, I've had people in the comment section saying, "You know what? This is my 13th reason why. You know what? I'm gonna kill myself just because this video said not to. Oh, you know what? This video is so I don't know where that came from. Oh, you know this video is so bad. You know what? I might as well just do it. Things along those lines. It's so messed up."
Mm-hmm.
And it made me upset because I'm just trying, or they're laughing at it and saying, "Are you really? Are you serious? This character isn't going to do this, this, and this." I am aware that the anime version of Katsuki Bakugo, is not going to be as sympathetic as the way that I am making him. But that's kind of
On the other
everybody's
hand,
interpretation
it's
of
a
a
fictional
character.
character. So why the fuck
Thank
do
you,
you care? Like why
thank
it's
you.
fucking stupid, dude. I don't know. I just view it as this motherfucker's morals aren't based on empathy and kindness for others. I don't care about their opinion. I just block it out.
Exactly.
I just don't care for it.
And
And I suppose
so that's why
that's
I'm
a very
just
black and white way to look at it, but it fucking works for me, so I don't care.
it works, and it keeps you out of any type of bullshit with people.
Yeah.
And so but I have had to deal with a lot of ridicule. But I've had people come and support me and help me out. Uh, I've had some awful run-ins with a lot of awful people, but
Mm.
I have a lot of my friend group to help me keep me balanced.
Right. Yeah. So Universe 47 going strong, 2024, right?
Hopefully, and we are continuing to keep on going and keep on trying to do what we do and get some skits. Uh, hopefully get this whole other project that I got going off the ground, but we'll see.
Yeah. If you want to talk about any projects, any announcements while we're getting near the tail end of the podcast here,
Um,
what do you have
projects.
going on?
Well, let's go ahead and get to the fun parts
Mm-hmm.
first. I am going to be hosting a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament here soon. For my channel. This will be on a game, well, on a app or game, whatever you want to call it, called Edo Pro. In which case you have access to any card in the ban list,
Ooh,
and just to make a 40 card deck about it.
okay.
The only limitation is your imagination.
Okay.
Um, so
Are we looking to
that's
project a big turnout for this one?
this will be the first tournament ever in Universe 47, so I don't expect big.
Right.
But if they want to, and if it does end up being bigger than what I intended, then yeah, let anybody come.
Sure.
It
I
is,
big events are always sick. It's cool to just bring people together for like something that everyone like really fucking cares about. Oh, it's so awesome.
and it is just a simple 8-man tournament that I will be hosting live.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be doing this in the Discord so that way everybody can see it and then go from there. So it'll also be a great way to promote anybody else's channel as well as keeping my channel posted as well and promoting the Twitter and the Discord and the Instagram.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
um there is another big project which you've already known for the longest.
Oh, is it the
'Cause
one the one?
yes, it's still in the making. We're
Okay.
nowhere near done.
Mm-hmm.
We're nowhere near done, but we've gotten further.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
which is Journey to the Nexus of the Core, which is the anime that we are working on. Currently about to hit its 10th episode. So uh we have gotten a couple more writers. Unfortunately, the whole team is gone, kinda, but I
Yeah,
am getting more people
I
to
figured as
get.
much.
Yeah, but I am getting more people to come and join me, and I'm getting more people to help me out. And
Cool.
I have been writing down the anime, keeping it updated, and doing the best I can as far as that goes. So, new characters, new some more deeper concept of the power scaling, and more story.
Awesome.
So, plot's
You are
gotten a lot
very
better.
multifaceted. I think that's a great way to describe you. I think that's a great word, multifaceted. Like you have so much stuff that you're able to work on. So if something falls through, you're like, well, I got this other thing, right? Like
Right.
you have so much shit that you're able to do, and if you have a community that can support that, like it's just 10 times better.
And it is. It's just that I do, with me being like that, it does end up burning me out a little bit quicker. But because I'm always trying to like get content out, and I do this on a daily anyway,
Mm-hmm.
my body is slowly starting to adjust.
Right. I find that a lot too. Like my summer semester for college has started back up. Obviously I work. Well, it's a part time job now, but it's it really depends on timing. But right now I got a little more time to do shit. But then I also got the YouTube and all that, and then I got other stuff. Like I run a D&D campaign.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were into D&D.
Yeah, so I just it's a lot of multifaceted. You just got to find time to set aside and do all this stuff. And oh shit, completely forgot. I also fucking work out in the gym 6 days a week. Like it's just it's maybe not scheduling. I don't schedule shit at all. I don't like write shit down. But it's just a mental thing. Like oh, I got to do this right. Like oh, I gotta go here. Like I go to the gym 8 o'clock. Be there right. Get a good fucking time
Right.
in. Like that's just this is stuff that you got to space out in your mind because I found that you can't really just wing it. Is for a lot of things, it just doesn't work.
That's true. That is unfortunately very true.
Yeah.
But you're talking to somebody who tries to wing it on a daily.
I mean, shit. Sometimes they pull through. So
Sometimes, but it helps to have a schedule.
yeah.
It really does help.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think, is there anything else I really want to say that's going on for the channel? Like or anything likewise. Like I said, I've got Deku the Forgotten Avatar, which episode 4 I will be dropping sometime this week because it's been itching at me to get. Which basically the whole premise of that is you already know the Legend of Korra, right?
Yeah.
Well, basically, what happened was something screwed up somewhere with the spirit, with the Avatar, and normally everybody knows where the Avatar is going to be born next, or it's said where the Avatar is going to be born next, or something. We just know who the Avatar is.
So we know it's an Earth one after Korra.
Exactly, but they never show. Ooh. Nobody knows who the Avatar is. Nobody knows where the Avatar is. All they know is supposed to be born in Ba Sing Se.
Okay.
And because the Avatar has been missing for now 16 years, which would be Deku's age in this, for 16 years, things have started to going back to and diversing back to how it used to be when Aang was the Avatar. Republic City has been thrown into shambles. The Fire Nation's back on its BS. You've got the Earth Kingdom, which is ran by All Might, actually, slowly starting to decay because people keep on trying to run between Ba Sing Se, Omashu, and any other, basically any other place that's ran by the Earth Kingdom, and it's just being ransacked looking for the Avatar. And when they can't do it, they've just been destroying it. Of course, you know Deku is the Avatar. You've got your figure leaders, which is All Might, who is the Earth King, who is actually going to pass it on to Mirko to be the next Earth Queen, next in line. You've got Enji Todoroki, who is the Fire Lord. His son Toya, or Dabi, is his right hand man. He cast out his entire family.
Okay.
And I mean, killed his wife and kicked Todoroki and his other two siblings out to the curb. Bakugo, Kaminari, considering their quirks, I put them all in fire. I put them in Fire Nation.
Yeah. And
there are a few more that I've had in the Water Nation, like
I was saying Kirishima goes to Earth.
Kirishima is an Earthbender, yes.
That would make sense.
He's actually, but his name is not Adra. I just decided to keep Kirishima as his first name, or Kiri as a nickname, and made him a Beifong. Ooh, and he is blind. Yes, he is blind.
Would Uraraka be an airbender?
Uraraka would be an airbender, yes. Hawks is also the leader of the air nomads.
Okay.
So he's the head monk. And then you have, because I was struggling to figure out like who the flip I want to put in the water tribes, both southern and northern water tribe.
I think Asui would obviously be water. That's the only obvious one I can think of, though.
Yes, Asui would be a waterbender, but because of her frog-like nature and how her personality kind of wraps around her frog quirk, she is a swamp bender.
Ooh, okay, cool.
So for the northern and southern tribe, I decided to put Nejire and Tamaki from the Victory.
Okay.
So Tamaki runs the southern tribe, Nejire runs the northern tribe.
Okay.
So split evenly. Episode 4, we will be expecting to see Kiri himself. I've got Mineta as the cabbage man.
Gotta have him.
Gotta have your cabbages. So I have him as the cabbage man. I expect to have some more Fire Nation helping him because of right now Bakugo and Kaminari betrayed the throne. Because they didn't. Bakugo may be a dick, but he hates the Fire Lord even more. So there goes that. And just like in Todoroki would be how Todoroki's match with Zuko, yes, he does have a scar. Yes, his father did burn him in Agni Kai. Yes, his brother also tagged in on that.
Damn,
so there we go. Agni Kai?
Damn, where have I heard this story before? Is he also voiced by Dante Bosco?
If only. That's rough, buddy.
But man, I suppose your style of content is very different from everything that I do. So maybe potential viewers can expose themselves to a different world. I think that'd be cool. To just
exactly.
I think that's the point of a lot of this podcast is that I want to just bring in people that are maybe just not accustomed to anything at all, or like just people that I'm not familiar with, and that I'll actually just get to know through this podcast, like streamers and shit, which is something that I'll be looking forward to do.
Yeah, and I can understand that. And the last thing that I was gonna bring up is the Tale of Universe 47, which is basically a big world, a big open world story that I'm working on. So as you know, like I said, the universe is basically a hub for anime characters. Right. Just come and chill. This also includes manga characters as well, if they so please. They're just not cut out. They're just actually animated in this case.
Okay.
With that being said, in this story, which unfortunately I do not have animation, so if you ever played Dragon Ball Legends, it's a lot like that. Or any type of story that has limited animation and just has the story in itself.
Invincible.
Yes.
It's a damn
but with that being said, of course there's still a lot of story that I'm trying to work on with that, but the main premise is that a group of 7 or 8, depending on how I feel, individuals are going to end up stealing the power source that connects all these universes, taking various universes for their own and trying to fight with them, and also using their strengths against me and the rest of my team, in which case one would take the one that controls MHA, Dragon Ball, Yu-Gi-Oh, things like that. Mm-hmm. And while it does screw up the universe, it also affects me as a whole as well, because without them there, I am also weakened. It's kind of like with how can I put this in comparison? Kind of like Zordon.
Oh, okay, I got you now.
Kind of like Zordon. So, end up being screwed over if I'm not careful. But that's another thing. That's something for another day. Cell and Trunks GX are coming back. I'm pushing them back into the forefront.
Awesome.
Because I do miss seeing the guys every now and again. I do miss voicing them too. House of 47 skits are coming back as well, and I would appreciate if I could ever use your help for any of that. I would be very appreciative. Aside from that, I think I'm good.
Awesome. Well, if you want to shout out any of your links that I can put in the description, you can do so now as we near the end as we end off the episode.
Yeah. I'll give you the link to
actually do a YouTube outro. Fuck it. Do a YouTube outro.
Oh my Jesus.
You did the YouTube intro.
That's true. Well, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy today's podcast. Electric, thank you for having me. It has been fun. I did enjoy this, and I would love to come back if you ever do need me or ever would want to ask me any more questions. Or co-host, it's up to you. But without further ado, thank you all for watching. As always, don't forget to meteor smash the like button, key blast that subscribe button, go Super Saiyan God in the comments, and also don't forget to longsword that notification bell. Instant transmission these videos to everyone, and these podcasts to everyone and anyone that you guys know would love the content that he posts and like the content that I post. Without further ado, my name is ShayK47, the king of Universe 47. Been a guest with Electric on his podcast, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.
Goodbye.